But this will be a good race to win. There is a lot of attention on who wins A races at these BMC Grand Prix races. They've travelled far. I'm not sure who I would make favourite for this. It's certainly those that are relatively recently raced. It helps to have won races as well, because that's another skill level. So the Australians are Max Shervington, Tom Moorcroft, Luke Cunningham and Will Lewis. This is the first race in Britain for Will Lewis. I don't think the Australians travel around like the Brady bunch in one big van going to the same races. They'll have a headquarters, maybe several. One or two of them have done most of their racing in Spain and France and Belgium, but Britain is definitely part of it. It is a World Athletics Challenger Tour event, and so it's a big, big responsibility on Joe Rogers here, because Alex Riley in there, the John Bigg coached athlete, has been in great form. He was 7th in that A race. He's an under 23 athlete getting his own personal introduction. There is Charles Wheeler, ran in the European Road Running Championships in Leuven back in April, but he hasn't finished in 2 out of his last 3 track races this summer, and it is his opener at 1500 metres. 146 on the inside is Jeremy Dempsey in the Achilles colours. That's when Oxford and Cambridge tour at places like Penn and Cornell. They wear that combined sky and dark blue colourway. So here we go. BMC men's A 1500 metres at Loughborough. Perfect conditions. A lot of responsibility on Joe Rogers to get this right and set a brilliant race up with 16 athletes from around the world. It does always surprise me how many athletes, even at this level, stand with their left leg forward and their left arm. You don't run like that. It's alternate, fellas. So the pacer, having wrangled his way to the front, now needs to just take a rain check, just trust his own judgment and his intuition, make sure that there are takers with him. Joe Rogers, Joe Rogan's somebody different altogether, isn't he? Joe Rogers leading them round, the closest to him, 175.
Jeff.
So we're looking at
entry into this race.
Yes, it is.
I haven't got his name on him at the moment, but yeah, you're right. We got earlier. It was a lot of pushing and shoving through that first 200 just to find their feet, find their position. 57, 58, Jeff at 400. This is fast.
Yeah, 57 was the challenge. Oh, there's a bit of a stumble there. It was the Brighton athlete who just stayed on his feet. The young man, Alex Riley, doesn't need to get a red mist now and go galloping back into position. He managed to stay on his feet, which is most of the skill done. And I wonder how far Joe Rogers is going to be able to take this, because we've seen previously 1300 was like the biggest tip you could give any athletes. Right behind him, and maybe having part of the conversation, is Max Shervington of Australia. He's a 3:38 man. He was runner-up in the A race at Belfast in very, very different conditions a week ago. We had rain pretty much throughout. In a moment, though, he may find himself in front, isolated, and the decision made for him. He will be urging Joe Rogers down the back straight. Are we going to get another 100 metres out of Rogers? No, he moves aside, and it is Shervington, a famous athletics name in Australia, pushing clear. If he can maintain this, he's on for something significantly inside his lifetime best of 3:38. But it is a long, long way to go for him from there.
Yeah, there's a big pack forming behind. A little further back, you've got those two there in second and third, and then you've got the pack led by Riley at this stage. There's a Gillam coming through as well. Will Rabjohns is in there, the Loughborough University star, if you like. Jeremy Dempsey, Ed Bird, who's got that 5,000 metre qualifying time for the European Under-23s, 13:33. Studies out in Kentucky, but Jeff Shervington is annihilating this field. 2:40. at the bell.
2:40 at the bell, and it's Biruk Aduna Kabide of one of Norman Pool's athlete in the colours of Clayton Lee Moores in second. He's got Ethiopian eligibility. The athlete that was in third, still in third, David Holman of Blackburn and Wingate University in North Carolina, is being swallowed up by the pack. But Shervington going for this, but there is a pursuit on, and it is the under-23 athlete from Clayton Lee Moores. So ostensibly we have two continents here, Australia and Ethiopia, Oceania against Africa, and the young man is gaining. Biruk Adune Kabide, arms flailing wildly, but the eyes are blazing because he could do this. He's coming with a late run. They're both starting to feel this. Keep your eye on the clock, because it is going to be a fantastic time. Aduna Kabide takes it, 3:39.43, and that is his first time under 3:40 and his biggest win.
The biggest surprise for me, though, Jeff, is where were the others? We had a field full of 3:38, 3:37 men, 13:35K runners, and you would have liked to think we could have seen a few more feature at the front end of that, and they seemed to just get stuck, trapped. They were just fighting, weren't they, a little bit further back. It was a messy race for them, those in positions 4, 5, 6 and down. But you could see it. This was a lap in.
This was the stumble.
Was messy, wasn't it?
Alex Riley there, he just got clipped from behind and kept his feet, so that was okay. At that point, they were all really struggling to get position. I think the third lap was the one that really took a toll. A lot of people wilted there, but this is a man coming on like gangbusters. Look at this, very raw, the arms pumping wide, almost brushing the shoulder of the Australian as he goes by. But a name to remember, Biruk Aduna Kabide, Clayton Lee Moores Harriers and Ethiopia, coached by Norman Pool. He was only 11th in the Birmingham University Grand Prix A race. What a difference a month makes.
And he just made the brave decision to just get up there and follow, and he's the only man to break 3:40 in that A race. I thought we were going to see a flood of them once again today, but wasn't to be. Shervington will be gutted, just missed that 3:40 mark as well, and Cunningham. So look at that, Jeff. Moorcroft as well, 3 Australians, 2, 3 and 4.
Four in 6.
You're right as well. So Jacko Farrier it was to come through next. There we are, 3:42. It's a blanket finish for those a little further down. I think we're going to see 8, 9, 10 men run in that 3:42 range.